First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that teach us this word, and shalom unto the hopefully elect upon the four corners of this earth that's trying to make it up out of here. So the lesson I wanted to talk about today was about trying not to be distracted by the high amount of distractions that are in this world. I realized something today that in your regular news, if you turn on the news on TV, if you look at your phone, the news that it shows most of the time is just entertainment. It's things to keep you distracted and docile. It's things to keep you distracted from the real things that are going on around this world. You look at the news and it's a whole bunch of madness, things that aren't even important. It's really things that aren't important. They're bringing out and putting on the front pages things that aren't important. With this election that's going on tomorrow, people are definitely going to be distracted. People are going to be very distracted. They're not going to, no one has their minds on things that they're supposed to have their minds on, because they're the things that we are supposed to be looking for. The news that are about these prophecies, we have to search for those. You have to look for those. But if you just go on your front page news, if you go on Google and just look at the stuff that's on the front page, it's going to show you distractions. It's going to be things that we don't need to be looking for. And it's not even just in the news. You got your TV, you have all this entertainment, you have ultimately all this entertainment that's Esau's way to distract us from the things that we are supposed to be looking for. Right here it says, Matthew chapter 6 verse 24 says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. So I brought this out because if you're keeping your mind on the truth and the news that has things pertaining to the truth, if you're keeping your mind on the truth, that's serving the Most High, is it not? So therefore, if you're not serving the Most High, you're serving Esau. You're not serving the master you're supposed to be serving. And it's not like we can keep our minds on this truth 24/7, because it's very difficult because of all the entertainment that's thrown our way, all the distractions, of course. But it's good to try our best to keep this truth in our minds and try to stay away from the distractions as much as we can, Salakia. Because these distractions are thrown at us everywhere you look. Everywhere you look is just something to throw you off your game. You'll try to do a lesson and you'll get on the internet and there's something front page that's just popping out at you, because that's what Esau wants this unimportant news to be, this unimportant entertainment that's supposed to keep our minds off of things they need to be on. He pops out at stuff. He pops out things that aren't supposed to be focused on, like things that aren't, like, I don't need to be keeping up on Offset and Cardi B's marriage. Like, I don't care about that. We aren't supposed to care about that. But that's the type of things that are front page. Stuff like Cardi B and Offset's marriage. I see that on every form of news I can get. Like, there's other stuff in the world, like the lesson I did not too long ago with North Korea's new ICBM missiles. I had to look for that. That's something I had to look for. But that should be something that should be front page. That should be something that people in the public know of. But no, most of the public knows about is entertainment, things that are unimportant because Esau wants to keep us docile. Here, there's another scripture I want to get. I believe it's here, flesh lusted. Yeah, here we go, right here. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. It says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh." So all this entertainment is feeding our flesh, and we can't, in the bodies that we're in right now, in these unclean bodies, these bodies that are imperfect, we're gonna consume entertainment that's just natural for us. But if we're consuming too much of that, our flesh is gonna over is gonna you need a strong balance. And if we're consuming too much of that entertainment, then our spirit won't have room to you're quenching the spirit. That's what you're doing. You're quenching the spirit. Your spirit won't have room to grow. It won't have room to express like it wants to. It says, "And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." So all this distraction everywhere, all this entertainment, it's feeding your flesh, but it's not contributing anything to your spirit. And I've been in that position where I see one thing, and it brings me down this rabbit hole of looking up a whole bunch of stuff that just isn't benefiting me whatsoever. It isn't benefiting my spirit whatsoever. But Esau's real good at doing that. He's good at having something catch your eye. You like Netflix. You watch one episode or something, and then you end up watching an entire season in one day, and you ain't done nothing for your spirit. That's that entertainment. He's reeling you in, and he isn't letting you contribute anything to your spirit. You got to make sure you're giving time for your spirit to grow as well. I want to get one more scripture. I hope I can remember what it is. Salakia. Dang. That's Satan, man. I can't remember the scripture that I want to bring out. Ultimately, the point of the scripture was just keeping your mind on things of the spirit. Even if you're going to be looking at this entertainment, if you're going to be looking at TV shows, try to look at it through a spiritual lens, so that your spirit is constantly getting fed, even if you're looking at entertainment. Because it's hard to avoid all the stuff, all the distractions that gets thrown at us. It's hard to avoid that. So the best that we can do is try to look at everything through a spiritual lens. The best that we can do is try our best to feed our spirit in every way we can. Because in this world that we live in, it's hard to constantly feed your spirit, because everyone is on the same fleshly lust, and it pulls you into that because everyone else around you is into that. So just try not to get too distracted. If your spirit's on something, make sure you stay on that. And if you see something that's distracting you, if you see something that's quenching your spirit, make sure you shut it down right then and there. You got a short allotted time period when you think of something to carry it through. And once you get distracted, that might be it. That spiritual spark that you got might go away. So you got to make sure you carry that out once it pops up in your head. Because these distractions are strong, man. I know we've all been there. So let's try to not make it too often. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash, and Shalom.